Hey everyone, it's me again. I'm back. I've got Discovery out, so I'm going to show you how Discovery makes scrunchies. So we're going to make a scrunchie. So this might be a bit of a long video, but I'm going to show you how to make a scrunchie. They're easy peasy, easy peasy. Yeah. So anyway, right. So you can do scrunchies with any size machine. This is the 48. You just get more scrunch. If they're bigger, you get more scrunch, but you can use smaller machines. Anyway, what you do to start is you get all your tools out, your scissors, your needles, your whatever, you know. I don't actually think you need a sewing needle for this, but there's one in my little trusty little bag there, and I've got a hook and scissors. So there somewhere. I know that there's a needle in there. In case you have to have a band, a hair band, your yarn, waste yarn, which waste yarn is already on the machine, as you can see. The pink is already on the machine, and most important, a can of pop. Right, so here we go. So what I've done is I've cast on, and I've done one row of waste yarn. So I'm gonna carry on with that. Now I apologise in advance for the squeak, because as much as I love Discovery, she does squeak a lot. So, but once she gets warmed up, she quietens down a bit. But this is the first time I've used her this morning, so I'm hoping she's not going to give me too much trouble, being cold, you know. So here we go. So I'm going to just crank a few rows of the pink for the waist yarn, and I've used the dark pink because I'm using white yarn. So here she goes. So we're just going to do 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. It depends when I feel like stopping. So like watching Discovery go round and round and round and round and round. Okay, so we'll do one more. I think that's about 5. We'll do a couple then. I just like to have a chat while I'm cranking. That'll do. Right. So when I use my my Discovery, she's got the same needles as the Addy. She's got 3 black needles and then the white starts. Needle 1 is the first black needle, but I like to start my work from the first white needle, so I know when the black needles come round, I know that I've nearly done the row, and then my little magnet is there for the row counter. So we're going to set the row counter back to 0, and I'm going to change out the yarn. So I'm going to change out the yarn for this lovely chenille. Now it says on this label that it's double knitting, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think it is. I think it's more of an Aran weight. You can see it's quite thick, but she does handle this very well, this white one. But I want to, while I'm explaining, I'm just going to put that in there for now. While I'm explaining, I wanted to show you this. This is also chenille, and it's the only other chenille that I had out, because the rest is in the stash right under the bottom of my stash. So the chenille, I couldn't reach it. So this Christmas one was the only other one I had, which I made the green and the red ones with, that I've showed already. But this is amazing. This machine is amazing, because if you have, it's called it's Hobby Honey Bunny. They do this quite a lot, and but it's quite thick. You can see how thick that is. But what I really wanted to show you was, it says here the details there, what it says there. Okay, now that says here, you can see that It's a 6, super chunky 6. A 6. And my Discovery handled this like a star. A 6. She's amazing. Whether she will handle other yarns a 6 is waiting to be seen, but because she's so good, I am going to try and see. I haven't got much chunky, but I'm going to try and see if I can use chunky yarns on her to see. So here we go then. Right, I'm going to open my can of pop. Open my can of, I can't open my can of pop. There we go. Pop. Can of pop. Cheers. Have a swig. Now I'm going to load up this. Now I haven't pre-wound this because, as I usually do, but I haven't pre-wound this because it was just something that I was practicing with and it seemed to work. So it's quite loosely wound, this is. Now, because it's a thick yarn, I thought I'd leave it as it is, because if when I wind my yarn, I tend to wind it quite tightly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the white around the white needle, and I'm just going to bring a couple of stitches forward, and then I'm going to put it through the yarn feeder. Now down here, you can't see it, but down here is the tension thingy bobby, and it's got 4 little holes in it, but I'm not putting this through the tension. I'm just going to hold it in my hand, hang on to the leg and hold it in my hand, and then loosely crank it, because it will go through the biggest hole, but it threads it and it makes it all the fibres all flat. So that's what I'm going to do, and you have to go so careful with this because it is very thick yarn. So I'm going to start. We've done the first couple there. Check that your clock's on 0. Make sure that you've got right. So here we go then. We're going to chug 15 rows. Okay. So to make a scrunchie, you need 15 rows. So we're going to go carefully, slowly. That's tightening, so I'm going to loosen some of that up. That seems very tight in there for some reason. Perhaps it's where I squished it up. So here we go. Look, so you can see I'm not putting it through. You can see that there. But I'm holding it down here. I'm holding out the leg and just letting it run through my hand. But I'm not putting any pressure on it, so it's not tight. And what I'm doing is I'm checking every needle to check that it's catching it, because if it doesn't catch the needle, you'll get a hole, or your yarn will just come and it'll through the hole. So I'm watching here. Oh look, that matches my nails. Ah, that's good, isn't it? Little things please little minds. Yeah, so I'm watching every stitch. It shouldn't take long. I mean, she's going to clatter a little bit because of the... Right, that needs to be pulled out, this does. I should have checked the yarn first. It's a bit... There we go. There we go. So I'm going to unravel this just first of all, just so that... right, there we go. So, but yeah, I like to watch it just to check that I'm getting every single needle under the yarn, under every single needle. I mean, and because we're only doing 15 rows, it don't take that long. So that's 4 already. So 4. Oh, there we go. That was quick. So I don't tend to go too fast, because otherwise it makes my eyes go bonky while I'm watching the needles go up and down. So I don't go too fast so I can check all the needles. But if you feel confident, you can go faster. I know that she's going to be okay with this. And so you can hear she's a bit clattery, but it's still quite smooth. I mean, she clatters when I put Aaron weight, number 4 weight on it. So she's not protesting at all. Mind you, famous last words, you watch me cock it right up now. But you can see how nicely, and also if you can see how even it is. You know, some of these yarns, these fancy yarns, they bobble and the stitches stretch, but because I'm not putting any tension on this yarn, Discovery seems to like it better. Because the first time I used it, I did use it in the tension, and I got drop stitches, tuck stitches, and I thought, right, take it off. I mean, it was only 15 rows, but it did look a bit rubbish because I had tuck stitches and drop stitches. Even though I tried to pick the stitches up, it's harder to see them with this yarn, you know, and it's a bit more fiddly. I mean, it can be done, and you know, but because it's only 15 rows, I didn't worry about taking it off the machine and starting again. So, and we've got 14 now, so we're just coming, we're going to wait till the magnet comes round, and we're on 15. That doesn't look like 15, does it? So there we go. So that's 15 rows, so I'm going to cut the yarn and bring it out. Then I'm going to get back my pink, matches my shirt, well, sort of. Right, and then I'm going to just cast it off with waste yarn. So I'm just going to, I like to pull that through. And I'm just going to, it doesn't matter whether you put, it's just waste yarn, but I always tend to put it through the tension thing. But it doesn't matter because it's only a waste yarn. So now you can see this is 3-weight, it's pink. And she's not having any trouble with pink. So we're just going to do 5 or 6 rows on the pink and then take it off the machine. Then I'll stop it and we'll go into part 2. I'll stop the video and we'll do part 2. So that's 6, 7, one more for love. So I'll cut the yarn, pull it under and take it off the machine. See that pink on there looks really lovely, the way that she knits. She's a lovely knitter. So we're just taking that off now. Okay. And then you can see, now this is without stretching. Look how pretty that looks without stretching it out. That is really, I really love the way that knits up. That's not stretched out at all. So when you do stretch it, just gently stretch it, hold on to your pink bits and gently stretch it. And that is, and then that defines your stitches, as you can see now. And then I'll just pull that again back that way. And we've got knitted fabric ready to make our scrunchie. So I'm going to stop the video and do part 2 because I'll have to take this off and then we can carry on the table. So I'll see you in part 2.